Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video or live stream if you're watching live. Today we are playing my favorite deck of all time, Domain Zoo. I have recently been practicing for the Axion Mega Modern, which is the biggest UK series of modern events. This is what I'm pretty happy with my list. I've gone in 3 challenges and gone 5-2 in each one, so nice and consistent. A little bit short of making top 8, mostly on breakers, but you know, I could just win more, so that's going to be the plan. So we're just going to continue testing. I think Zoo's in a really good spot at the moment. We are playing the Doorkeeper Thrull version. There's a lot of black-white Esper decks going around. It also works well against Primeval Titan and some other things. So yeah, we're going to play Doorkeeper Zoo. The only cards in the main deck that I'm unsure about are these 2 consigned to memory, but I can't find a better card at the moment, so this is what we're running with. The only other thing is, Consign is very good in certain matchups. It's also very weak in other matchups, but we play 4 Kavu and we've got a Fable, so you can loot them away quite often. Quickly show you the sideboard. Very, very happy with the sideboard. It's performed extremely well. But I think that's about it for the deck list. I think we're just going to hop into some games. Wow, that's a lot of Dracos that we can't cast yet. I think we'll ship that. Okay, this is a lot better. We've got the Leyline into turn 2 Doorkeeper. We have to bin something, so I guess the Bolt is the weakest card in our hand. This goes into play. So we'll play the Triome first, so we can actually Doorkeeper onto. We just have to hope to find our 3rd land. We could have been greedy and played this on turn 1 and tried to surveil into a 3rd land, but then you screw over your curve. I can't imagine there's too much we need to binding on turn 1. Okay, sweet. So this is the Eldrazi, the Eldrazi Tron list, which is much easier for us to win than the old Eldrazi lists. The reason for that is we have main deck Stubborn Denial, which obviously doesn't hit all the big Eldrazi, but it does hit Ugin and it does hit Khan. So our main deck hate is a lot more prevalent. So just flash this in end of turn. So yeah, much better matchup now they've added Tron. If you want more information on that, I have just recently updated my Zoo guide, which gives you the lowdown of things like that. Well, if they have natural Tron, which would be very upsetting, this Phlage will not survive long. But I think we just have to try it. Yeah. Oh, they've got 2 mana. What are they doing with that? They're going to kill this with, yeah, Warping Whale. Nice. So yeah, a lot of these lists are now playing 2 Warping Whale main deck as well, which is not very good against Zoo normally, but it does happen to hit the Doorkeeper Thrull. But I don't think that we'd care too much about that. Alright, opponent does not have natural Tron, so the game does still continue. Oh, and we find the Draco off the top. Never didn't have it. Never didn't have it. So as long as our opponent doesn't hit their Tron, I think we're quite safe. They can K command to shoot up on mana, but that's about it. They don't even have their 4th land. Okay. Find a Flooded Strand off the top. I guess we play it. We'll just swing with both of our dudes here. Probably was worth upkeep fetching there just to surveil, but it's hard to say when you want to do that or not. Despite having access to all of the colors of mana, we cannot make colorless, so we will not cast the Glaring Fleshraker. That's a shame. Eldrazi Temple. Okay, that's a good one for them to hit. So they're going to like... Oh, they're Karning. Sure. So we take one from the Flesh Raker. Not too relevant. But they get the Karn. What are they going to go get? Is there like Ensnaring Bridge in their deck? Or Liquid Metal Coating if they want to be really... Oh, they just use Tormod's Crypt. Yeah, that's fine. What a relief. You get rid of our Phlage. I mean, we could have put 4 cards in the bin, potentially. They're not even going to crack it yet. Sure, we'll Surveil then. I'm not going to miss out on Surveils just to avoid losing more cards to the Tormod's Crypt. I would prefer to get the value from putting things in the bin, but more interested in drawing cards as well. So now they can crack it, yeah. We draw another Phlage. So we can Phlage the Karn, or we can go face. That's 3. I think we're just going to go face. Our opponent is so low here. The only thing we're really scared of is Ugin, but everything's got hexproof, so... So I'll be interested to see what they do with this Ragavan, if they block it or not. They are choosing to block it. Okay, that's cool. We could cycle our Leyline Binding here and try and get a card off the top of their deck. That seems like a waste. And seeing as our opponent is at 7, I think it's pretty close in what you want to do. Because if you Phlage face, Draco just kills them next turn. I think that's probably worth it. Our opponent is getting out of hand. Now we can Binding Karn, or we can Binding the thing Karn gets. But that gives us versatility in case they don't get anything we care about. I can't think of anything that Karn can get that we're even scared of at this point. I'm just going to look up what people are playing in their Karn boards. Vexing Bauble, Disruptor Flute, Liquid Metal Coating. Yeah, none of these look like they matter. Ensnaring Bridge would probably be the worst one. But if they have Ensnaring Bridge, they have to put Snaring Bridge into their hand and draw for turns. So they'd go up to 7. So then they'd have to play a lot of cards to stop us from attacking anyway. That's what we're more scared of. So that happens. Unfortunately, this happens. And then they're out of mana. So now we can respond to the making mana and binding it. Unless they've got a 0 mana card. That would suck. Yeah, let's just binding now. Really do not want to deal with Ugin. Ugin is very difficult to win through. So they're going to be on 1 if they don't play anything else. They haven't ticked up their Karn. I think they've missed that. Yeah, okay. Binding off the top. Well... Is putting them to 1 worth it, or should we get Karn off of... No, I don't think it's worth it. We'll just do this. Maybe we find something off their deck. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 mana. Maybe not. There's not too much, is there? No, we can't. We're not going to cast a Karn. Sorry, an Ugin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So even if we're binding this to unlock the treasures, would still be one short. Not sure if it's greedy not taking this Khan, but if they play a Devourer of Destiny, we have to answer that. So, sorry, not a Devourer. Oh, it looks like people have gone to 4 Devourer of Destiny and none of the Sire of Seven Deaths. That's very interesting. At least the list I'm looking at online. Oh, that's going to be a K command. 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's another Ugin. Well, it doesn't hit our Scion of Draco. So they can even gain the life and they still can't hit it. They can gain the life, go up to 4, and still just die. So I think we're looking pretty good here. Yeah, you get Ragavan, you get the freebie. Gain 3 life, draw a card. Yeah, that's fine. So even if they go for Ensnaring Bridge and they played it, they couldn't do anything here. I don't know what we should be concerned with, but we've got the binding for pretty much whatever they do. There's no way they have 0 mana, gain some life. Walking Ballista, for X is 0. Sure, so they're doing this to get the other Ugin back. However, unfortunately for them, this will still be on the stack. So I can then just binding it back. Yeah, sweet. So post-board, I think this matchup is really fun because you get to bring in 3 Obsidian Charmaws and just have a great time. And obviously the consigns are good as well. You can even bring in the Stubby D because they do have a lot of targets. Bolt is pretty weak in this matchup, as is Leyline of the Guildpact. That's about it. So we'll keep 2 bolts in. Yep, looks pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, I'm excited to play this matchup because it's quite a fresh version of the deck. We've got the Doorkeeper Thrull and the Phlage, but that's about it, really. I guess we keep, but this is definitely not one of the more oppressive hands with, like, Charmaws. This is one of the weaker matchups for Phlage. What did they exile? Wastes, Khan, and Thought Not Seer. Another Doorkeeper Thrull. Well, we might as well play the Triome here whilst we can. We've got nothing to play anyway. I need to remember to stop moving all the cards because it means whilst I'm like fidgeting, moving all the cards, if I edit it, it can look a bit weird. Okay, opponents 2 out of 3 for their Tron and has got the Mind Stone. Oh, thanks for the follow, Ian. Opponent's gone AFK. There's definitely nothing else they're going to do this turn. Oh, that's a really good draw here. If they do have Tron, then we've got Consign. If they don't have Tron, then we can Doorkeeper. We could play Draco out here, but I think it's fine to just go Doorkeeper or Consign. Because if they've got natural Tron and all we did was a Draco, would feel pretty fucked. This might be their bridge between the early game and the mid game to the late game top end. So I kind of want to consign that, but I don't think it's impactful enough. If we draw an arena off the top, then our Phlage is going to pop off. Steam Vents, yes. We just Doorkeeper Thrull. And hope to draw Arena of Glory. If we get that off the top, it would be insane. Sadly not, but it's still a good draw. I think we just want to keep Consign up at all times now. It's such a little cost. Like if we played the Phlage, it's only 1 extra power than the Titan. Sure, I guess it has a lightning helix on its attack, but like if we did that and then they go K command X3 exile this, make some dudes, that would feel real bad because they would jump up a shitload of mana. Whereas if we can just wait until next turn, or at least when we hit a land drop, Phlage with a Consign backup is very hard for them to beat. They've got 4 mana here, so they can K command for 2. So I'm just going to wait and see if we draw a land. Okay, we do. I don't think it matters what we go for. I want to leave Steam Vents in the deck so we can get off the Arid Mesa. We did also have the option to play the Draco here, just to give our Kavu trample, but definitely not worth it. Definitely not worth it right now. We did just have a 1 in 47 chance of drawing our second Steam Vents. That would have been very awkward, so I can see fetching proactively there to get the second Steam Vents, just to make sure we don't draw it, because otherwise now we would have been down on Consign. But when you're looking at like a 2% chance, I don't know if it's actually worth it. So yeah, it looks like they're going to K command here. K command X is 1. Why? You get the Scion replaces itself if you just do one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess it doesn't if you get it countered. So that, I presume they have a Ugin in hand. They really wanted to resolve this turn, even through a... No, I don't know. Because if you do have an Ugin, you'd rather bait the Consign on here, right? Oh, it's a Devourer. So you get your dude, that's fine. And yeah, I'd rather that didn't happen. So we're going to go ahead and consign that, not the creature. Because R1's going to have first strike anyway, so... Oh, they don't have more stuff, do they? Oh, they're just cracking their stone, sure. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana left over. Alright, fine. I'm going to go play this and straight away Surveil. I guess we'll go for green-white. Definitely don't need that. And then what we can do... Oh, shit. I was supposed to play the Draco there. That's a big fuck up. Definitely misclicked through. Okay. That's fine. We can make this work. We'll swing with this. And we'll Helix this. And then we can just cast it again from the graveyard if we need to. Yeah, that's my bad, but it's not the end of the world. It was probably just going to eat a token anyway. They're emergency making more Scions here with their Warping Whale. Yeah, I'll be interested to see if they snap off the block or just chump. I think they probably should just chump here because they know we can cast it again. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Okay. Oh, more shenanigans. Oh, they're just drawing a card because it doesn't have trample. Okay, so nothing. We didn't miss out at all from not playing the Draco, which is nice. Let's just go play the Draco main phase 2 and pass. Oh, technically we missed a damage with the throw because this doesn't have reach, does it? All right, Phlage down for now, but we do have another one in our graveyard and another one in hand. So an Arena of Glory off the top is just going to be the best draw, I think. Oh, that's a lot of mana. What do we got? Oh, not an Ugin. Sure, so Kavu goes. Yeah. Mind Stone, get rid of the Doorkeeper Thrull, sure. And Dismember. Alright, opponents just absolutely popped off. Now they swing for 6 as well. Presumably. Yeah, yeah. Eventually they'll hit us for 6. I don't know if there's much that gets us out of this, but we'll see what we draw. I guess it is Arena of Glory, right? Well, it's a bit late for a Stubborn Denial. We don't have a Phlage in the bin because it got exiled, didn't it? Did it get exiled? Yeah, from Ugin. So we can only cast this one. We can't bring one back. Yeah, that'll do it. Really strong opener from our opponent there. The natural Tron. Very, very strong. You can bring in Wear a Tear as well. But I think we just want to stick with what we've got. Maybe we want Fire Magic as well. Just to clean up all their dudes. Oh, it's just not worth the card though, is it? Definitely want to go fast. What do we got? Oh, we've got the Charmaw, but the mana sucks. We'll ship it. Not excited about this hand. But I guess we keep. And we kind of have to bottom the Leyline Binding. We just play a Strand and pass. They ditch 3 spells, so presumably kept a land on top. Yeah, it looks like they kept... Oh, yeah. Oh, they have got Sire of Seven Deaths. I think it's a card they bought in. If they're just getting rid of everything that's not a land, I think they might have a land-like hand. So I'm just going to Stubborn Denial this. It may be a bit aggressive, but if you've, exiled 6 cards and they're all non-lands, I'm going to assume you need a land. And if we can just get lucky and find a Arena of Glory, we could kill them very, very quickly. So, well, we won't be casting that very soon. They just play their second Tron land. And we will absolutely flash in the Doorkeeper here. They might have a Warping Whale to get rid of it. I think that's fine if they do. Oh no, not like this. This is the problem with playing a 5-color deck. This will happen occasionally. But it is what it is. Are they going to dismember this? No. They're going to Warping Whale it. I think one of our ways that we actually win this game is going to just be draw a land and Phlage them out. So I'm going to keep this around. Also, Stubborn Denial, it doesn't always have targets, right? So I think we just have to do it. The game is definitely not over. If they don't have a third land, we might be fine. Oh, they've got the Dismember. Okay. They miss a land drop, maybe. Okay, all right. We're both missing land drops. Oh, we draw the land off the top. So we need green and we need black, which we can't get on the same land at the moment. But I think we just want a Draco. Opponent's still stuck on 2 lands, but they've got a second. They've got the second Dismember down to 11. I don't think we've hit them yet. Oh, we must have hit them once, I guess. A second Scion of Draco. Well, we only have 1 play available to us, so we will Lightning Helix the opponent. Pretty much everything is a good top deck here, right? Any fetch is a second red source, ideally a Blood Crypt, and then we can cast these and this. Arena of Glory is a good draw, because then we can just haste these, or Phlage. Both decks can... No. Normally the best card in this matchup. Unfortunately, we are struggling with our mana, so we can't cast the Charmaw just yet. If our opponent doesn't hit Tron, then resolving this will probably win the game. They've got the Mind Stone, sure. Not normally how this matchup goes, but both players struggling on mana is insane. That's pretty good. The question is, what's better, Charmaw or Phlage? It's got to be Charmaw, right? Surely this is the optimal play. Blow this up and got the... Yeah, sweet. I think like getting Phlage down does just mean they could rip the third Tron piece and just win from like an Ugin or something, whereas this... Yeah, I think this is the better play. No. Very unusual game, but we did manage to get there. Charmaw is just so good in this matchup. Even if they weren't missing on land drops, if you both curve out and you have a Charmaw, you most of the time will win. So I'm very excited to play the Mega Mod and hopefully play against lots of Tron players. Nice easy keep. How many lands are we on today? 20. Yeah, we are on 23 lands. It was a real struggle, that game. Opponent's mold to 6. Our hand is very broad here, so like we can very easily compete with a lot of different decks. We've got the Stubby D for Belcher, and then if we're against like Boros or something, the combo plus a bolt should be more than sufficient. Opponent's mold down to 5, which makes me assume that they're on a unfair deck. So either Tron or Belcher. Let's give them a Google, see what we can find. So is there an energy player? Yeah, we'll keep that. Good land on top. Yeah, according to MTG Goldfish, this player plays Mardu Energy almost exclusively. They also play Jund, but I would assume, yeah, they're on their energy deck. Guide of Souls, you got it. So we'll just go Arid Mesa and Draco. How wrong could that play be? we could have done something like bolt this if we really want to, but I don't see any reason. Just get the Draco out, get the ball rolling. Yeah, so they are playing the black splash as well. What is the black splash for? They normally play 1 Sephiroth, 3 Thoughtseize, and a Chthonian Nightmare. Oh, they had Splinter Twin as well? 2025 Splinter Twin is just 2 white 1-drops. Oh my god, they had the double Pride? Jesus Christ. Well, if they've got another Guide of Souls, we might just still lose. Sure, so we go Arena of Glory, double red, green, play the Kavu. And despite the Ocelot Prides being the problem, they have 2 of them, so we can't shut it off anyway. So we'll bolt the Guide of Souls, and these have Vigilance and Haste and First Strike. So even if they attack with the Prides, they'll just die, so they won't get the triggers. So, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and discard the Stubborn Denial. And then we'll just pass. Doorkeeper Thrull is a good one to find, actually, in this matchup. It can be a little bit risky against Phlage, but we have much better answers to Phlage than they do. So playing the Phlage lottery can often benefit us. Yeah. Luckily for us, they didn't have a follow-up Guide of Souls. Otherwise, we genuinely could have lost that very easily. I think Boros and it's because it's Mardu, they don't play Blood Moon, right? Yes, correct. So we need the Spellbomb for Phlage, and we want all of the board wipes as well. I guess this is somewhere in between. And the Wrath of the Skies. That's about it. You can bring in like 1 Wear Tear. They're playing a Static Prison, a Chthonian Nightmare, 2 Goblin Bombardment. Well, they've got some Artifact and Enchantment Hate for Phlage, sure. We'll bring in a Wear Tear and take out these. Oh, Ragavan absolutely sucks in this matchup. So let's just bring in the second Wear Tear. And we'll keep it in 1 Stubborn Denial. Yeah, we'll call that a day. This hand against Energy is not strong. We're going to go ahead and mulligan that. It's fine, but it's not strong. Yeah, this hand is much better. We'll go ahead and keep. We need to bin something. It's going to be either the 3rd land or the Draco. I think it's going to be the Strand. When you're putting lands back, I normally suggest putting back lands that can get the planes. Because if you're going to use one of these, definitely to crack for a non-white land. White is in a little bit more demand for the late game. So what we can do here is go Steam Vents, Temple Garden, Blood Crypt, still get Domain and use mana every turn. So we have to lead with the Flooded Strand here. We'll get the Steam Vents. I'm just going to bolt this now. Opponent did take the Draco. So they might... Oh, they kept a 1-lander? That was their turn too, yeah. Oh, of course we draw... of course we draw the Leyline of the Guildpact. Why wouldn't we? We'll play the Flooded Strand and pass. I'm not just going to throw this Doorkeeper Thrull out here, I don't think. I originally was going to go for the Triome, but I kind of want to get some surveilling going now. We don't need the full domain just yet. We need to make sure that we keep drawing spells, because we probably run 1 more land than them, right? Yeah, we run 1 more land and 4 Guildpacts in our deck. So things can go poorly. Okay, they just play a Ocelot Pride. I think we're going to let them hit us and then try and bait them with this. It's very unlikely they're going to be able to pop off too badly. Are we winning? We absolutely are. We are currently... Where are we? 2-0. 2-0 and against Boros, which I think is... Oh, shit. We should have... Damn it. I was too busy talking. That's fine. I don't think we're going to get punished for that at all. We should have played the Doorkeeper Thrull there, but we'll see what happens. We're currently 2-0. And we're against a really fun matchup, which is Boros/Mardu. I prefer to play against Mardu because they don't play Blood Moon. Can you look at your message when I get a sec? Can you DM me on Twitch? I don't have any other messengers up. If it's urgent, DM me on Twitch. I don't even know how you do it, but people do it to me whilst I'm streaming, so there must be a way. Oh, that would have been insane if we had done the Doorkeeper Thrull. That's a shame. Oh, shit. Now this costs 2. We're just going to Phlage here. I wanted to do it with the Doorkeeper Thrull, but we need to get rid of the Voice of Victories. And I don't want to waste my binding on it when it just needs 3 damage. Ajani. Sure, that might make things a little bit complicated. If they've got 1 mana removal for one of their cats, they might be able to save their Ajani. They have 4 Galvanic Discharge. And that's it. So they've got 4 cards in their deck that can flip the Ajani by the look of it. Okay, that's a good draw. So we can bring back Phlage and shoot the Ajani, or we can just clean up the board. I think what we're going to do is play this, go red, white, do this. And then if they do respond, we can just binding the Ajani. What's the travel plans this weekend? Yeah, me and Dan are leaving on Friday, staying in a hotel for the Mega Modern, and then coming home on the Saturday night. Sure, so they're going to kill one of their cats in response. You'll need to speak to Dan about getting a lift back. He's the one driving. But it will be... Yeah, I don't see why not. Let's go for I guess we want to go for Blood Crypt at this point. Because then we've got Phlage mana. So we don't need to shock it in. And then we just go binding. Here. Surely you binding the cat, then they make no energy. If I binding the cat, the Ajani will still flip, right? Is that not right? If I binding a cat token in response, or does that not? Why would that not trigger Ajani? Maybe I'm missing something. Jesus Christ, they have to Phlage with the Arena. Oh dear. Oh dear indeed. No, because the token is exiled, so it doesn't count as dying, so it doesn't flip Ajani. Is that how that works? I was not aware of that. That would have been much better, yes. Are we not working today, James? Or are we on lunch? We'll do this. It'll eat the bolt, but at least our Kavu survives, and then we can try and loot into some way to beat the Phlage. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's going to be rough regardless. We'll take the 6. So if we find an Arena of Glory ourselves, I think that's our best draw here by a massive margin. A Draco. I mean, this does work together quite nicely at some point. Got a few options here. We can play Phlage from the bin. That doesn't really do a lot, but it offers to block their Phlage. It's probably the best option, I think. Like, what we can do, play Draco, but it doesn't answer the Phlage. It's still the biggest thing on the board. One, two, three, 4, 5. This does mean they get to bring back their other Phlage. We're Phlage fighting over here. Oh, I guess we could eat the other one if we want to. Yeah, I guess we have to. If they've got a second Phlage, a way to remove our Phlage, then I guess we're fucked, but... Alright, one Phlage gone. Just got to deal with the one in play. But if we can get this lock going, it's very, very strong. Opponent's got so many Arena of Glories, they're throwing them away. We would love an Arena of Glory. Hello to the people that have just joined. We're currently playing Domain Zoo. We are, I believe, 2-0. Yeah, we're currently 2-0 in this league, and we are a game up against Boros, or Mardu. Vindicate. Wow, that's pretty good. They can't kill our Kavu, though. We're going to take 10 down to 2. We're going to need to find a Leyline Binding, like, right now, really. Not the right Leyline. Well, I guess we swing. And we find the third Guildpact. We can block one, but we still take the Helix. So, yeah, that'll do it. Back on the play, we can bring back the Ragavans. I don't think we need to. I think we just run it back. I really don't like Ragavan in this matchup. It just gets blocked so easily. Ooh, one land, but all the sideboard cards you could ask for. And a Guildpact. How greedy are we feeling? No. We're not doing it. That's not... Oh, we've got an... Okay, now we're on 6. I'm a little bit more tempted. We don't have as many sideboard cards, but... Sure, we'll keep. We'll bottom one of the Phlages. Stick the Guildpact in play. And anything that's not a land, we bin. Sweet. Keep that on top. Oh, they've got a turn 1 play. Thoughtseize. Sure. Be interested to see what they take here, because they know that we're struggling on lands. But they know we kept on top, so I would assume they think the top card of our deck is a land. Yeah, they took the Kavu. It's the card I wanted the most, but it's fine. So we'll play our land, might as well play the Spellbomb, and we'll just pass. Opponent shocks in. Already down to 13. The black splash is like an extra 4 damage every game, because you normally shock in a Blood Crypt and then like a Thoughtseize or something. It adds up pretty quick. Yep, Voice of Victory's fine. We're just going to go for the other Surveil land here. We see a plains. Yeah, I guess we keep that. So we are Blood Moon proof now as well. So we can we'll just take the 1-for-1 game until we Phlage. And then we've got the answer to their Phlage. Bloodstone Mire, sure. Go on, shock. Damn it, they got a basic. Ajani, that's pretty good. Find another Leyline. I guess we just have to pass. We could crack the Spellbomb, I guess, because we don't have anything to do. Yeah, I think I am going to do it now. I'd rather not, but... Okay, that's a really good draw with the Phlage in the bin. 1, 2, 3 spares at the moment. So we might as well play it. And then we'll just pass the turn. Opponent's still got 4 cards in hand. They definitely feel further ahead than us, but we've got the Guildpact in play. So Draco is just going to be very, very strong in this matchup. I think they normally play less 3-bin charms in Mardu over Boros as well, so they have less enchantment hate. They also play less Goblin Bombardments, which is quite a slippery card for us to deal with. But they can't really be blowing these up either, because then they fuel our Phlage. We've got double red, double white. Opponent fetches and gets Sephiroth. Whenever it enters or attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, draw a card. This is, to my understanding, this is the reason that you play black. Like, more so than Thoughtseize. Actually, I guess not, with now the combo meta is Belcher and things. Maybe the Thoughtseize is more important now. It used to be that Sephiroth, I think, was the most impactful card because it was so good in the mirror. But the meta has changed. Mardu does not play Graveyard Trespasser that I can see. I've just googled the opponent and I found like their most recent list they 5-0'd a challenge with. Sorry, a league. And it's 1 Sorin, 1 Sephiroth, 3 Thoughtseize, and a Chthonian Nightmare. That's it. Nothing else main is black. So now is our best chance to exile this before they start making dudes. I want to deal with the Sephiroth, but you can't deal with everything. Sorin in this economy? I know. Yeah, they're playing one Sorin main deck. I have no idea what that's about. Maybe they were just trying it out. Well, we got nothing left, so hopefully our opponent can't do too much. That's pretty good. What can we find? A bolt. Well, it's a start. 1, 2, 3, 4 cards in the bin. One more for this Phlage to start taking over, but I played Zoo for the first time a few months ago, last Friday, and it felt like Ragavan was just so mediocre. Oh, against Boros, it just never gets through. But against like Eldrazi, against Tron, against Belcher, Gorios, it's just like the best card in the deck a lot of the time. It's very volatile. It's either like very, very strong or it feels absolutely unplayable. The games where you can go like Ragavan on 1, then they play a creature and you just bolt it, hit them with Ragavan, it just feels unfair because then you start cheating up in mana. Or if you can follow it with a Draco, so then it gets First Strike. Also very powerful. We're going to need to find one of our 3 board wipes, it seems, at this rate. Opponent is just flooding the board. They are going to get their extra elemental tokens this turn as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's a lot of dudes. Board wipe, please. Oh my god. Better lucky than good, am I right? So we can do this, and then the following turn we can Phlage with haste. Magic is just solely based on skill and nothing else. That was pure skill. Thank you, thank you. It's just good deck building, that's what it is. You put that card in your deck to be drawn, and that's how it drew up. Yeah, you're not wrong. Oh, opponent blows up our land, so now we can't Phlage with haste. But I'll be honest, if that's a, they're using a card to stop us from, oh shit. If they're using a card to blow up a land, apparently I can't figure out how to tap my mana right. White, red. It's very reasonable to think they might have a removal spell stuck in hand because we haven't really played any threats. So they could very easily have removal for this. Wouldn't be surprised if it's like a, I don't know, but they used their Vindicate on an arena, which is wild to me. Would have they just been dead if they didn't? Yeah, I guess they would. Oh, opponent is popping off over here. This does mean that Ajani is on the... no longer is on the chopping block. They could have removal for their cat to save the Ajani. Draco off the top is by far our best draw. I'm gonna... Oh, we can't even fetch for a Surveil. So we will not go upkeep fetch. We draw a Binding. That's a great draw. You cast a Wrath of the Skies X is 0 on an Affinity board, blow up 6 permanents, including 2 sagas. Oh yeah, that is what Magic is for, to do things like that. So we're targeting their Ajani. I just don't want to deal with a flipped Ajani right now. We've got the Binding if they have some shenanigans. Oh, it might have been worth using Binding on this, because now it's going to make 2 more blockers. They're double blocking? So they have a Discharge in hand? That's what I'm getting from this. So if that's the case, we're going to Binding the Pyro, and then that way they can't bring it back from the graveyard. They could just have absolutely masterfully baited us here. If they were gonna, if they don't actually have anything and they just baited me into using my binding, that was masterful work. Opponent is easily gonna have Surveillors left in their deck if they've not played any so far. Just don't be a Phlage. Okay, they kept on top, which is kind of scary. No, we don't have a third Surveil. Sorry, I forgot we had already gone for both of our Surveils. Spire off the top. Yeah, it's a hell of a draw. They did have the discharge. The Mardu deck does top deck better than we do because they have Spyro. But our best top deck is Scion of Draco, which is very hard for them to deal with. So pros and cons to both sides. We'll go for Blood Crypt in the off chance that they deal with our Guildpact. Alright, there's the Draco. And they have a very small window to deal with this Draco and Leyline combo, because next time we can just play the second Guildpact, and the second one is virtually impossible for them to break through. Then they just have to go over the top. Two top decks called shots in a row. This is how you win with the deck. Just calling it like I see it. A Kavu as well, nice. Just top deck another Scion. To be honest, I think once you've got the lock, you're actually just better off drawing Kavus anyway. I think because it fuels Phlage with the attacks. You're not as skilled as me, to be fair. Well, I mean, if I ask for a top deck of a board wipe and I get it, and then I ask for a Draco and I get it, must be skilled, right? End of turn? What are they up to? Oh, they're making two dudes. You got it. Yeah, they had like one absolutely busted turn, and then they did nothing after that, really. They've done some things, like they vindicated our Arena of Glory, and they've killed like a Phlage and stuff, but yeah, other than their double Ocelot Pride hand, they haven't really done too much yet. So they can flip a Ajani, start making dudes. But when you have the Draco lock, a Ajani just sucks. Like, you hit us for 5, sure. When we're gaining 9, that doesn't really matter anymore. And now a Ajani can die. Well, I mean, I think we're just going to go face, but, like, yeah. Doorkeeper Thrull. Yeah, I'm just going to go straight to the dome and try and find something. Did you almost call the Ocelot Pride turn Splinter Twin? Yeah, that's what you call it. Ocelot Pride plus Guide of Souls is Splinter Twin, right? It's just 2025 Splinter Twin. So straight to the dome, and we're just going to loot into some sort of... They just concede. All right, sweet. Well, their name is Amulet Go, which to me suggests they're an Amulet player. Yeah, they are. Then we will keep, because we have 2 Doorkeeper Thrulls in our opening hand. Yeah. Doorkeeper, good card, huh? It's not even that it's necessarily a good card. It's just very, very well placed at the moment. The blue-white X decks, like Esper and black-white and all that crap, it's just like the best card against them that we have access to main deck. And it also happens to work against Boros, against their Splinter Twin. It works against Amulet Titan. It's a very, very useful card to have. And at worst, it combos with Phlage. So, yeah. I don't really like playing it. I just haven't found a way to not play it. It stuttered a bit. Okay. So we're just going to go end of turn, get a Triome. We draw a Guildpact. Yeah, we'll just pass the turn back. In case our opponent pops off, I want to just get the Doorkeeper Thrull in play. Man, I'd be so annoyed if I was the opponent running into one moron playing main deck Doorkeeper Thrull. It's very good in the current meta, alright? Quantum Riddler, there's loads of cards that stops. The one problem was it didn't hit in black-white. It didn't hit the Enchantment Overlord because it's not a creature when it comes in. But that's about it. So now we can just go Temple Garden, Shock. Shit, that was the wrong land. But we have the Wooded Foothills, so we're fine. Whoops. Let's go Wooded Foothills. Bonk our opponent here. Oh, for fuck's sake. I completely fetched the wrong land. Whatever. We'll go fetch with this one. We'll get Steam Vents and Shock. Green, red, Kavu. I was too busy talking. It's fine. We were just doing that to represent Leyline Binding, right? That's why we did it. Growth Chamber from our opponent. So they could have an Otawara. They are just old school climbing the ladder with land drops. Sure. So let's go Arid Mesa. And we'll swing. Happily discard one of these Leyline of the Guildpacts. There's the Draco. Nice. You think the only way we lose at this point is Colossal Dreadmaw? Yeah, very likely. So we're just going to go Draco. And then if they have an Otawara or something to bounce this, we can flash it back in. Crumbling Vestige. Yep. Oh, buddy, are you about to just play a prime time and get it killed? Yeah. Colossal Dreadmaw, let's go. Can we kill them next turn? I don't think we can kill them, so I think I'm just going to go for Thundering Falls. Find a Leyline Binding. We do not find the Leyline Binding. All right. I'll give us one more shot at finding the binding by swinging. Still no Leyline Binding. Fine. We'll go to blocks. We'll let them eat the Kavu and then we'll bolt it. Better off doing it this way because now we can keep up Stubborn Denial as well in case they have Scape Shift. Opponent goes down to 6. Guess we play this tapped. We have managed to defeat the Colossal Dreadmaw in Modern. Opponent kept a terrible hand. Their hand was lands, primetime, explore, no amulet effect, no splunking, no arboreal. I don't know what their hand was that they kept. I don't know if they mulliganed really badly or something. I'm not sure. So in this matchup, you bring in Consign. Stubby D is okay. Bolt doesn't do a lot. Guildpact does absolutely nothing. You want both Huertas. And you can bring a Mystical Dispute as a 3-mana cancel or 3-mana mana leak. Did they mull? I didn't notice that they mulled that much. Let me check. They mulled to 6. Oh, no, they mulled to 5. Ah, okay. All right. I completely missed that. I think that's about it. I don't think you want Spellbomb against them. I know they can infinitely loop their stuff, but that just shouldn't come up. How many colorless lands do they play? I'm pretty sure you can't Dreadmore in this matchup, but I will double check. You've got Mirrorpool, Urza's Cave, Sagas, so that's 6. 10 up with the Vestige, 11 if they play Echoing Deeps, 12 if they play Ghost Quarter, 13 with Hanawha Battlements. 12 is probably not enough. You think that's worth it? I don't know. I don't know is the honest answer, but you know what? We'll give them a try. What is a league for if it's not for playtesting? It doesn't work well with Doorkeeper Thrull, but I mean, if they can't answer the Doorkeeper Thrull, it's hard for them to win anyway, and sometimes you won't draw them both. So, for science, we will try it out. Not cutting Fable. I don't think you need to cut Fable. I think 1 is fine. Well, this hand looks great. We'll keep. No, I don't mind Fable. It's okay. It's better. I think it plays better than you'd think because it allows you to find more ways to kill your opponent. Because what you'll often do is make your opponent stumble, and then sometimes you just don't do anything for 2 or 3 turns. And you need a way to kill your opponent, and Fable can do that. Also, sometimes you get a really aggressive start and you don't have as much interaction, and that can help you loot into interaction. I think 1 is just about fine. Doorkeeper number 2. Yeah, turn 2 stacks, turn 3 win, or attempt to win. Explore. I'm fine countering that. Because we have the second stubby D, I don't mind just doing that. I don't see any reason why not to. Opponent didn't play their land, so we'll punish them for it. Another Doorkeeper Thrull. What a treat. We are specifically not playing this during our turn because I don't want them to dismember it and then untap and have more mana. So I'm deliberately not doorkeepering in our turn. Malevolent Rumble is fine. Is this Splinter Twin? What? Doorkeeper Thrull into Phlage? It feels pretty close, doesn't it? Okay, Amulet of Vigor will resolve because they've got the Eldrazi spawn, so we can't stubby D it. Oh, they're going to go up 2 mana. Sure. Bounce their Otawara. Yeah. Alright, during their end step, we'll just Doorkeeper Thrull. We draw a mountain, so we can Phlage or we can second Doorkeeper. It's got to just be Phlage, right? Got to get them dead. If they have Dismember, this is going to be terrible, but they do not. The Shame land drop after the Stubborn Denial, yeah, for sure. Opponent goes Crumbling Vestige. You got it. I mean, if they have a Splinter Twin, sorry, not a Escape Shift, we could be in trouble. But they don't. They have the Dreadmore. And we draw the Binding. This is the jammiest league I think I've ever seen. Like, opponent does not stand a chance when we just draw the right card at the right time. So we go get Blood Crypt. No, we want to get the Temple. Sorry, the Triome. Then we'll have double white. And it gives us black. Yeah. So we're binding their Colossal Dreadmaw. Swing with both. Bolt the Grazer. Keep up Stubborn Denial. Greatest to ever do it. It's perfect. It's fine. We sculpted this game perfectly, right? Greatest to ever do it. Yeah, I like it. We have sculpted this game perfectly. Opponent has got the Otawara in hand, so they can bounce the Phlage or the Binding. If they bounce the Binding, they get their Dreadmaw back. They play a second Amulet. Sure. Looks like they're just keeping up Otawara. Lush Portico off the top. What do we got? A Fable. Sure, we'll keep the Fable. I miss Bluzu and Wild Nakato. Yeah, but both decks are sweet. I'll give you that. Both decks are definitely sweet. Like the Wild Nakato version of Zoo, unfortunately just got power crept out. Like fundamentally that is what happened. Zoo needs to be able to go to the late game now because you're more of a Phlage deck. So that's what you have to try and do. And to go late game, you have to take out Wild Nakato. If the meta is like absurdly aggro, absurdly combo based, you can do other things. I guess we're just binding it again. So they might have been hoping that we mess up and do this during their turn. Because what can happen is if we pass and then we binding during their turn, they can respond to the ETB with Beseiju. And then they don't lose their prime time, it doesn't get something sick. Alec the Titan, what do you think of Winter Night Stories? I don't know if people have seen it, recently won a challenge as the one of. If I just show you my list real quick. The list was very similar to this, except the Fable was a Winter Night Stories. The Winter Night Stories, the problem with it is it doesn't develop your board, obviously. Yeah, so like the Fable is important because you need to keep developing the board. It helps you create treasure tokens, which is good against Blood Moon. The Winter Night Stories just doesn't help you develop your board, so I'm not completely sold on it. I can give it a run through at some point, but I'm not completely sold. So they're going to have to... They've used their Otawara, so what do they have here? I don't think they have anything. Beseiju. Sure. So they're going to trade here. You played it in a league, went 4-1 and didn't like it. Yeah, I mean, like, that is the other thing, right? Just because a deck wins a challenge, it doesn't mean that that one card that it played came up even at all. Like the other day I played in a challenge, missed out on top 8 from Breakers, and I played a one of Expressive Iteration in the deck, and the Expressive Iteration was absolutely awful. Like, it was a very, very bad card in the deck because it was your blue... It cost blue-red, right? So if you cast Expressive Iteration, you can't cast any of your spells because you just have green and white left over. Oh, shit. We can just play the Phlage again, can't we? What is better? So, yeah. I mean, it obviously did well in that challenge, but I don't necessarily think it means that card is really good. It's got to be Phlage. Wait, no, it doesn't actually. Yeah, it probably does. Red, white, red, white. I originally was going to say I'd rather keep up Stubborn Denial, but that would mean we don't have lethal next turn, and you kind of got to represent lethal. Explore, busted. Absolutely busted. Echoing Deeps, sure. Copy the Vestige. Wait, are they on Explore and Rumble? They are. Two of my teammates, so I play for a team called Team Templar. Two of my teammates religiously play Amulet, so I'm constantly getting sent lists of things that they have. And this hand is fine. We'll lead off with the Triome. This hand is quite weak to combo, so if we're against like Mono Blue Belcher, this might be a struggle, but we've got the turn 2 Kavu, so... Misty. Oh, are we against the Simic value deck? That would be sweet. No, we're definitely not. Alright, what is an Ignoble Hierarch deck? Anyone in chat know what deck plays this? I almost want to bolt it, but we're gonna play the Territorial Kavu and hope that we don't get punished too badly for this. Shaman Storm, Infect. Yeah, I have no idea. Oh, it's green black. Okay. Grist. No. No. Please don't kill my Kavu. Yeah, they're gonna kill my Kavu. God, I hate Grist so much. Does Yawg play Hierarch? Doorkeeper's got to be good against their deck, right? It's got to be. I guess we play Draco and bolt something if we need to. We could Doorkeeper Thrull on Phlage, but without an arena, I think I just want to get rid of this Grist, and I really don't want to be my turn 3. It's just bolt it with Phlage. You think this is Yawgmoth Broodscale? Yeah, I know Benton from... I think he's on Worldly Council. Played something like this at the PT and got like a really good result. Let's see. Oh, this is Zerk playing it. Yeah, Zerk is very, very good player. See, that list doesn't have any 1-drop creatures, right? Oh, wait, sorry, no 1-drop mana dorks. You think it's just Yawg? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Yawg now does play Broodscale or some other Sam-wise, some sort of BS. I guess we just Surveil end of turn. There's nothing worth bolting here. Binding for sure can stay on top. So we'll play the land, and I think we just want to bonk this Grist. And pass. We'll Doorkeeper Thrull, kill whatever they have, and then hopefully Phlage can just clean up. Yawg is a bad matchup at the minute. It's hard to say. The skill level for Yawg players can vary quite drastically. I think with my current sideboard configuration, it's not too bad. Opponent does play the Yawg. Are we supposed to bolt this? I don't think so. Because what we can do is just bolt this, binding this, and just continue. Yeah, I think I am going to do that. Because they get to draw a card, right? I don't really want them to get a card. And then we can go get a Temple Garden, play the Doorkeeper Thrull. And even Doorkeeper is like a hassle for them, let alone the Phlage coming down. An Arena would be insane, but I don't think we're going to get that lucky. Sure, so white, red, red. Play a nice little Phlage. We've gone through one Surveil, so we do actually want to play this land out. Put our opponent down to 12. And as long as they don't get some, what's it called? Agatha's Soul Cauldron shenanigans, I think we're looking pretty good here. I think this is a very skill-intensive matchup. So it's a scary one to have as your last one of the league for the 5-0 trophy. All right, sweet. Let me see what is good in this matchup. I mean, Wrath the Skies should kill everything they have. I would assume board wipes are good. Ragavan sucks. Stubborn Denial is not great. This can't be far off. I would assume we need these. Yeah, it's very hard to say because I'm not sure on what flavor they're on. So, like, against, obviously, Yawgmoth doesn't actually die to your board wipes. So that can be a bit rough, but you can kill everything else. I don't think we want any of these. Maybe the Spellbomb is good enough. If they're playing the cat combo it is, or if they're playing Samwise, I think it's part of the combo. It's just hard to tell because we don't know what they're actually doing. Sure, we'll bring that in. We'll take the Consigns out. And we'll cut Stubby D. We'll give that a go. Until we see more of their deck, I don't really know what we want. Surely this is good enough to keep. Doorkeeper into Phlage is good. Board Wipers should be good. Saga on 1. Definitely want that wear and tear now. The Arena as well. Ooh, this could be fun. So I guess we lead off with... We'll do this. Saga means for sure it's Brood Scale. Yeah, I would imagine that does mean it's Brood Scale. I don't think traditional Yawgmoth played this. It goes and gets you Haywire Might, which is good post-sideboard. So I don't know if they were just doing it to be versatile, but yeah, I would assume that means they're Brood Scale. Probably don't need another land. There we go, yeah. There's the Blade. And a Soul Cauldron. What do they take? Blade, yeah. Let's just go shock this in and pass, I think. We'll hope to just chain Doorkeeper into a hasted Phlage and see if that gets there. Saga means for sure. Yeah. Sorry, I've already read that. I thought that was a new message. So Saga goes up. So it's going to go up to 3. They can go get another Blood Chief, which they do choose to go for. So greedy, 2 blades. Sure. So they're going to mill 3 more over. So how does this work exactly? Whenever one or more artifacts or creatures leave your graveyard, you gain a life. And when it enters mill 4, put an artifact, creature, or land from them into your hand. They chose Walking Ballista. And a Delighted Halfling for turn? Sure. Oh, buddy, is that all you've got? I don't know if they can kill us next turn, but I'm going to kill that dork, I think. Oh, maybe it's worth it to not die. Surely it's just Phlage, right? 1, 2, 3 mana next turn. Yeah, they can't combo off next turn if we just kill that dude and swing. So cast Phlage. Haste 3 mana Phlage, so good. Yeah, it's it's absolutely insane, isn't it? So swing with both, bolt the halfling. I'm reasonably sure they can't just untap and win. Not with 3 mana. If they were like a Mox Opal deck, maybe they could do it with 4. I don't even think they can, though. Yeah, I agree. They'd need some Mox Opal shenanigans. Because what's the cheapest mana combo that this pile of decks has? Because it's essentially just like Yawgmoth and Brood Scale and sometimes Samwise all just randomly shuffled together. It's like you got the 3 modern decks separate and then just shuffled them together and just gave them back out to 3 different people. It's just an amalgamation. Oh, I think we're done here. They reveal Walking Ballista, Brood Scale, Verdant Catacombs, Fatal Push. Oh, they've got the push. Alright, we've still got a game on our hands then. So they have to sack the token though, right? Because they haven't had anything leave the graveyard. Or they can do it during our turn if they want to, but then they risk Stubborn Denial. What are they considering? Oh no, they can't take Fatal Push, obviously, can they? They take the Walking Ballista. No shit, they can't. They obviously can't take the Fatal Push with Malevolent Rumble. The artwork on this is sweet as well. I hadn't even noticed that before. So they might have a Fatal Push in hand. If they did, they should have used it during their turn by sacking this. So I would imagine they don't. Let's just swing and see what happens. We don't have the arena to give our Kavu haste this turn, unfortunately. We'll shoot the token. We might as well. Alright, opponent goes to 5. I think we just shock this in. Do we even need to play the Kavu? Not really. We can give it haste next turn. I think we're just going to pass with Wear Tear up. So GG. It does look that way. I can't think of any way they can go off. Sure, so you play your dude. You pay 1 to equip. So what, they can play Ballista for 0 to put a counter on it? I guess we can blow it up in response. Wear it, yeah. We might as well do both. I think their plan was maybe to like Ballista for 0, then it gets a counter, makes a Scion, then you do it again, it would have... Yeah, I don't think there's... Alright, sweet. There we go, nice little trophy with Zoo. If you would like a full Zoo guide, then check out my dictionary. It's like Patreon or like Metafy or whatever. Definitely want to go on the play. Hopefully we get a Ragavan, which we do. The mana base will give us domain. It's a little bit slow, but I think that's probably fine. We'll go ahead and keep. Really need this Ragavan to get in, ideally. 4 lands is quite a lot, but with a Kavu, normally you can turn one of them into another spell. If this was a Steam Vents, this hand would have been so much stronger, but we've got to have those Surveil lands in, especially when you're playing 4 Phlage. Like, 2 Surveil lands is very, very powerful. Sweet, let's lead off with Mountain into Ragavan. Not very often that you have the Mountain in your opening hand as just a one-of. Oh, I should probably edit my stream info. Let's change that to... okay, we're against Affinity, so no, this Ragavan is not getting in. Can be a dicey game 1 if they have this kind of opener, because obviously we don't play main deck board wipes, so this can pop off. Okay, not as scary as I was expecting, actually. No 4/4. So I guess we lead off with Indatha at this point. We've somehow drawn another tapped land. I think that's every tapped land in our deck. Yeah, Kappa Cannoneer is the scariest thing on turn 1. So without that, it doesn't feel too bad. The Ragavan might get some hits in soon, actually, because we've got the Scion of Draco. That's the card we were probably most scared of at the moment. Making 2 like 8/8s is going to be quite scary. They might as well swing in for 3 here. Keep the Mem Knight back for a blocker. I think we're in for a rough game 1. Who knows? We might be able to get there. A Leyline of the Guildpact can go a long way as well with the Draco. Then they just hardcast the Emissary. Ideally, we would be getting rid of that, but obviously we can't here. We can't double spell. We can haste out Kavu if we want to and just start swinging. That might just have to be the play. We can then try and, you know, loot and things. Normally I wouldn't want to do this, but things are getting pretty dire. So when that's the case and you need to find gas, Kavu is the man for the job. So swing with the Kavu, discard and draw. Hopefully we'll find something good, some sort of interaction. We discard the fetch. We find a bolt. Okay. That may be a piece to the puzzle of pulling this game back. Opponent thought casting means they're unlikely to... Oh, okay, they do have that land. I was going to say it's unlikely they're going to be doing Saga plus other things. So it looks like they're just going to make a token. If they've got the Kappa Cannoneer, I think this would just be game over. Yeah, sure. You got us 3, 6, 7 damage. We draw another land. Well, oh, we need to... So Ragavan is not gonna get in because of the Saga anyway. So we have to find a Leyline Binding, and that means we also need to have Domain. So we can't really do anything other than play Thundering Falls. Find a Bolt. That's not gonna do it. So we swing, they have a huge dude. We have to then loot into Leyline Binding, then they make another one. No, they got it. They've got it. We'll move on to sideboarding. Game one is definitely in their favor. I don't know how many of these you actually want to bring in. I think like 1 or 2 is fine. But you can very easily overload on these when a lot of the time they don't do anything. So the cards that suck in this matchup are... Consign is actually not as good as it looks. It's okay because it deals with the Saga somewhat, but most of their things aren't actually colorless, like the ones that we care about. The top end is actually blue, which is why your Mystical Dispute. They do play lots of ways to exile your graveyard, so Phlage is a little bit weaker. And there's not that many things you want to bolt. It's only the Revolt dude. What is it called? I can get up the deck list on my other tab just to see all the name of all the cards. Pinnacle Emissary. So that's pretty much the only thing in the deck you ever want to bolt. So I'm not a massive fan of having loads of bolts in the deck. I'd much rather go like the board wipe route between Wrath of the Skies, Fire Magic, and like even like Wear and Tear, for example. Stubby D doesn't actually hit too much. I think 2 or 3 Consign is more than sufficient. We don't need the full 4 Doorkeeper Thrull either. Yeah, let's just cut those. It's only Thoughtcast, Sink into Stupor, and Metallic Rebuke. Oh, they do bring in Blood Moon. Blood Moon may mean we have to keep in some Stubby Ds. On the play, I think we can probably get away with it. And then trim 1 more of these. I do kind of like them, though. Fine, we'll go down to 2 Consigns. Yeah, I do quite like Doorkeeper Thrull because it shuts off their Kappa Cannoneer, so it's just a vanilla 4/4, and it also makes their Thought Monitors not draw cards. Definitely want to play first. This hand is not ideal, but it's fine. We'll go ahead and keep. We do need to find another fetch or the Triome to do too much. But we've got the Wear Tear and the Plains for Blood Moon and Mystical Dispute, so should be okay. Oh, I did not mean to do that. But it just starts with a tapped land. And it did F6 through to our turn. Okay, that's fine. We wouldn't have done anything anyway. So let's just go Plains and pass. I kept trying to untick it, but it didn't seem to do it. Yeah, I think we're going to have to Mystical Dispute that. Let's just not deal with that right now. And also, we're just going to get rid of this. You can wait and try and get like a 2-for-1, but if you just shut them off of a mana, that should buy you a lot of time. Memnite, sure. Okay, alright, never mind. They got their second land drop for turn with Mox Opal. Oh, and their third one was Springleaf Drum. I take back everything. Sure. Okay, so their hand would have been absolutely crazy with the Emissary, but without it, doesn't do too much. Sure, they have a little peek, the top card of our deck. And that's a pretty good one. Yeah, let's just go ahead and shock. We don't have much to do, so we might as well just Phlage. Get rid of this Memnite. Like, we can keep up these, but I don't really see... You know, eventually we're going to want to cast this, and I can't see a better window than right now. Like, they might just draw the nuts and draw like another Emissary with a Thought Cast or something, but you can't just never do anything. We are still a zoo deck at the end of the day. You know, we still need to beat the opponent down eventually. Looks like they're just passing to us. Seem to have dodged a bullet here. Oh, no. They've changed their mind. They're cracking their Spellbomb despite seeing the Phlage in the bin. We've drawn a Steam Vents, so I'm just going to go ahead and shock that in and just pay for this expensive Draco. Still missing black, but, I mean, 4 mana for the Draco is still fine in this situation. Opponent's got 5 cards in hand. There's their Engineered Explosives on 0 for their new enchantment that people are playing, which is called Weapons Manufacturing. Oh, there we go. Opponent's even cast it. Whenever a non-token artifact you control enters, create a colorless artifact token named Mutations. When this leaves the battlefield, deals 2 damage to any target. So, yeah, the idea is you play a bunch of shit, you then blow them all up, and then every single one of them shocks us. Pretty sweet idea. All right, let's just crack on in for 4. Opponent's still only got 3 cards in hand, so I think there's not really any reason not to just Phlage here and fuel the other one. We can also consign when they play artifacts from this, but we can also consign the when it blows up. I'm going to be pretty liberal with using these just because I want to Phlage next turn. Not that liberal, though. So they've got 2 Mutations. Unfortunately, we can't counter that. We can stop the draw too, which I think I am going to do here. I want to be able to get this Phlage going, and if they blow up for 0 to kill the Phlage, they still lose their Mox Opal, and they're engineered. Like, the deck would fall apart, I think, if they crack their Mutations. Oh, wow, they've got the Kappa Cannoneer as well. Okay, that makes things a little bit harder. So now it's going to be a 5/5 already from the Mutations. I think we're going to need to find a board wipe pretty soon. The Cannoneer being the last card in their hand was quite rough for us. So they crack the bauble, have a little peek. It's a Blood Crypt. Sure, I guess we shock this in. And then white, red, cast Phlage. He's very likely to die here, because I don't think they have an answer other than Spellbomb or Mutations. And here, I guess we go for the flyer. I'd like to go face, but I think you just have to go here, really. So we can dome our opponent here for 4. We are winning this race. 2, 4, 6, 8. So they can deal 8 damage. So any artifact off the top will allow them to just cleanly kill our board, right? So I would looking to hopefully we can stubborn denial something to not let them kill everything. Nope, they don't have it. So what, they don't want to trade. They don't want to. I feel like they had more to go. But okay. After seeing that pesky what's it called? Kappa Cannoneer, I kind of wanted to bring in all of the Doorkeeper Thrulls. And then if you bring in all of those, then Phlage becomes a lot better. And yeah, I think Stubborn Denial is not actually that great. So if we do this, and oh, on the draw you can cut Ragavan. We'll go for that. A little bit different on the draw because Ragavan just gets blocked by Mem Knights all the time and Emissaries. Well, we've got the combo, and with Blood Moon proof, it's pretty hard to not keep this. Opponent leads off with the Saga. So hopefully they don't have a Moxopla or a Springleaf Drum, because that's when these tokens get really big really quick. Fortunately for us, they don't. And I think we're just going to lead with Arid Mesa and pass. Of course, we draw the Leyline of the Guildpact on turn 1. If you haven't played Zoo before, that is the turn 1 draw. Mem Knight. Is it worth consigning this just so they can't get their count up? Because this is essentially making a mana as well. That might be a little bit over the top, but I was hoping we can keep them off mana with Springleaf Drum. I don't know. We'll see. Then they Thoughtcast. Sure. See, our opponent's not going to be making a Saga token this turn, so I think we're looking pretty good. That's the scariest thing they can do, really, at least in the early game, because you can't deal with them effectively. You can binding one, but then they make another one. Feels pretty rough. Play a Scion of Draco and pass. So Saga's going to go up to 3. They're not making a dude, so I think I think we've hit the jackpot from this Saga. I mean, I assume they'll go get like a Mox, or yeah, I would assume it's going to be a Mox here just to keep up on mana. No, they're going for the Spellbomb. Opponent just didn't get their Blood Moon down in time to go with their Saga. But fortunately for us, this Blood Moon does nothing, because we have a Plains in play with the Leyline of the Guildpact. So if you're not familiar with this interaction, Blood Moon makes all of your non-basics mountains. So yeah, our opponent has realized what's gone on here. If you're not familiar with the interaction, all your fetches and shocks and triomes and surveils become mountains. And because Blood Moon came in after the Leyline, these only tap for red. However, if you have a basic, it's not affected by Blood Moon, so therefore it is still a 5-color land from Leyline of the Guildpact. Had they have gotten this down a turn sooner when they had Saga in play, they can do the lock where Saga stays on 2 because it's no longer a Saga. And then it just makes a dude every turn, and that's pretty much unbeatable for us. But fortunately for us, we were fine. It's got like thousands and thousands of words and card analysis. But that was really sweet. Should we do some openings, see what we get? yesterday from the challenge, I got a Consign to Memory, and it was $20 for a Consign to Memory from my pack. 275 play points? That's a lot, isn't it? A fancy version of this. Grim Monolith? No way. Is Grim... What the fuck is Grim Monolith doing in here? I assume that card is worthless on Magic Online. Oh no, apparently it's like 14 ticks. An Ulamog? Huh. I don't know. I don't know if that's actually worth anything. Exclamation mark. Oh, I don't have any of those kind of things set up on Twitch. If those are the kind of things people want, I can look into it, but I have no idea how to do any of that. I'm sure it's not too hard. It's just some bot or something, is it? Sweet. Is there anything anyone wants me to... Any deck you guys want me to play next? I can switch to something else. I've got like pretty much any... Well, I can play any modern deck. Or we can just run it back with Zoo. Neoform? Oh, Neoform is a interesting suggestion. I don't think I've ever played Neoform. It'd be good to have the league progress in the overlay. What do you mean, like on the screen? So like down there? What? Like, yeah, like there? Blue Esper Blink. Yeah, showing the current record and game. Yeah, I can definitely do that. That shouldn't be too difficult. I will set that up for tomorrow. I stream every day, Monday through to Friday, so I can set that up. I'm not going to do it whilst I'm streaming because I will cock it up. One of the decks I've really been enjoying at the moment is Cascade. So let me see if I can find it. Can I see the sideboard for Zoo? Yeah, of course you can. Sorry, it's hard because I can't see necessarily what you can see. So that is the board at the moment. I recently just updated my Zoo guide literally this morning to update to the exact list that I just suggest here. I'm just writing out the sideboard in and out, just finalizing a couple of different things. No worries, of course. I think that the uptick in Tron for Eldrazi has made Zoo so much better, because it used to be that against Eldrazi, it was just a loss. So like 1 in 6 games, you just lose because you were against Eldrazi and you just can't beat it. Whereas now the matchup against Eldrazi is so much better because they've increased their non-colored sources, so Charmaw works. And they've also changed their top end from Sire of Seven Deaths to Khan and Ugin, which you can stubborn denial. So Zoo is just like catapulted up the meta, in my opinion, in power level because of that change, and it also can deal with combo decks. So I think Zoo's in a really good spot. A little bit biased, sure. If you're not familiar with my channel, I almost exclusively play Zoo in like competitive formats, or competitive events. But yeah, I think Zoo's in a really good spot. The only flex slot I would really consider is the Fable of the Mirror Breaker and the 2 Consigns. I think you can play whatever you want in those 3. The one Fable I would recommend, I wouldn't go any lower unless you can find something better, but I have tried and I cannot find anything better.